Hello, everyone, and welcome to Opportunities for Real Estate Investors. My name is Ginger Faith, and this is...
Hey, Gary Masseri, and we got a great meeting for you and video for you today. We're going to talk about how to create a simple real estate investment plan. For those out there that want to get started in real estate, or you're already investing in real estate, but you just don't have a plan put together. So, Ginger, what do you think? You think people need to have a plan?
Well, Gary, definitely. If you want to make it in this world, in investing in real estate, you definitely need to start with a plan. Yeah. And so, Gary, I know this is something that you've specialized in over the years. You've actually helped people to put together investment plans. And so, Gary, how do you start with, if you just are brand new in thinking about investing in real estate? What's the first thing that you do? Where do you find the money to start investing?
Yeah, that's the most important part. And the reason a lot of people, Ginger, don't really do investment plans is because they don't know where to get the money. So I wrote down about 9 areas, and you can add to this, but let's start out with the first one. You really want to look at the bank. If you're saving money or you have a CD or, or any type of savings, money market, you're getting or earning very low interest there. And really, you could take that money instead of making the banks are using that money for you. How about if you started investing that money and you started making the money and earning the interest as opposed to the banks earning it? So that's one of the ways to look at your savings accounts. That's really smart. The other way is 401ks and IRAs. You need to talk to your self-directed IRA person, whoever that may be, their custodian, and find out what the rules are. But you might want to tap into IRA money, and there's a lot of tax savings built around that. So IRA is another good area that you can pull from to invest. One of the areas that I taught people when we had our radio show, I used to have a radio show with Kathy Fecky, and it was really a great show. We taught people how to tap into the equity of their property. Now, I teach people how to pay off their debt using a concept called velocity banking. And basically that concept is very simple, but you use a credit line to do it. And if you can increase your equity in a property by market appreciation and also the acceleration of debt payoff, that money is just sitting there, Ginger, and it's not doing anything for anybody, right? So why don't we take that money, leave 30% in. Now, why leave 30% in? Okay, and only take 70% out, because that 30% buffers any time that we have a soft economy where the market can go down, right? So you never want to go below 30%. Okay, like 207, 208 in the California market was a really tough market, but it never went down lower than 12%. So keep 30% in there. Take that 70% and buy another property. Now you can do that by tapping into a home line equity line, or you can do a refinance to pull that money out, but get that money working for you. So what do you think? I mean,
that's how I started. I bought a distressed property at very underpriced,
right?
And then I put some lipstick on it.
Okay.
And pulled out $140,000, and I bought another. I bought a sixplex, started fixing it up, took the money out, took $140,000 out, and bought another property, and then did it again. And it was, fairly straightforward. And the rents paid the mortgage over and over again.
You know what's neat about that? When you think about it, you got your money working for you, and your new property is working for you, right? You got appreciation growing, and then you just took that money and you put it into the purchase of another property. And when that property starts yielding enough equity where you can pull 70% out and buy another property, you're building your balance sheet, you're creating your cash flows, and then you come to a point where you have enough doors out there, enough properties where you can simply pay off all the mortgages and increase the cash flows, but you always have that as a bank account. That's pretty cool.
It's like a Monopoly game.
I know. Yeah, you got compound interest working for you instead of against you, right?
Yeah. You have to do it intelligently and safely, but it can be done.
So tapping into the equities and properties that you already own is a very smart way to do it. How about a line of credit? I mean, you can get, honestly, you can get $25,000 credit lines. Even Umpqua Bank offers a $50,000 credit line. It's mostly at the credit unions. It's a great way to tap into it because you're only paying 3 to 5% for that money, and you can invest that into real estate and get really higher than 10, 12% returns, sometimes even 15, 16, 17% returns, which our private investors make more than that, make on the average, make about 16% returns. So that's really cool. So think about that. And also, if you got a small business and you're already an investor, a lot of the banks will give you a small business loan. So think about that. So you can open up a credit line at a one of the commercial banks, and they'll give you a $100,000 line to use. That's a pretty cool thing to do. One of our investors actually pulls money out. He only earns 3%. It cost him 3%, right, Ginger?
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out like big money. And of course,
he turns it around and gets like 10.5%.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of like arbitrage.
Arbitrage.
Yeah, arbitrage.
Arbitrage.
That's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here's another one too. What about friends friends and family that want to invest with you? You can talk to them about what you're doing and see if they'll join you. I know a lot of people say, I don't want to invest with my family. I don't want to invest with my friends. Well, you know your family and you know your friends and you know the ones that that you feel comfortable with, that you can trust. So if you don't quite have the money, maybe you can go in and joint venture with some friends of yours or some family friends of yours, and leverage off of that. And that's a great way to raise the money, right? So what's your comments on that, Ginger, as far as friends and family goes? Are you one that says don't touch them and leave them alone?
I honestly, I think have a lawyer drop some documents.
There you go.
Right, so it's just and make sure everybody understands it's just a business transaction.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little bit more delicate because you don't want to compromise your personal relationship, right? But if you think properly and everybody is willing to cooperate and work together and you drop proper contracts, they say that good contracts create good relationships.
There you go. And I think you're right. You can put together a joint venture agreement with them. Sometimes guys could go together on a promissory note, a deed of trust, and be a loss payee on the insurance. That's the same documentation as the bank uses. We do that with our private investors. So, it's a pretty secured investment. Now, there's always risk in real estate. Talk about the risk, Ginger, because a lot of times we make it sound so good because we're doing so well, but there's always risk.
Well, they say that you can become a multimillionaire in real estate in 5 years, but it won't necessarily be the first 5 years.
That's right.
So yes, there's risk. There's market fluctuation risk. There's a lot of risk. We could do a whole litany of risk.
COVID was
that was a risk.
That threw us
back. You've got
back,
insurance. You've got taxes. There's always pressures against. So it's a matter of balancing. And this is a good opportunity for you to just co-collaborate with professionals and find out what all of the risks are in your particular situation. Make sure you consult with people. A big thing with new people who want to invest, they get so excited that they don't think.
Yeah,
they think with their heart and their emotions and not with their brain. And that's why I think that's the only reason why you can't be successful in the first 5 years is people get so excited, I want to do this deal. And then they don't do their proper due diligence. So make sure you have a good team around you, attorneys, accountants.
Absolutely. Build your team.
Yeah, build your team.
Look, when we do these podcasts, we put out a video. We also do a blog, and you can download and print out any of these podcasts and it'll be in writing. So they'll give you the 9 tips of where to find the money so you can review that when you start building a plan. Now, why do I want you to look at where to find the money? Because it motivates you. You can set a goal, but if you don't have a means of finding the money, that goal is not going to be a worthwhile goal. It's not going to have meaning to you. So that's why we do that. The second step, once you secure the money and figure it out, is that you want to set a goal, a cash flow goal, not a balance sheet goal. Why is that important? Because your cash flow is how you're going to live. And in that cash flow goal, you want to make sure that you have enough money for what? For your charities. You're going to have enough money for a rainy day fund, enough money for financial future investments, right? So,
travel.
What's that?
Travel,
yeah. Travel here is big. So anyway, that's probably 50% of all the money you make. But so anyway, it's very important, right, that you plan that out and that you set a goal for the lifestyle that you want. Do you want a get by lifestyle? Do you want maybe a secure lifestyle? Or maybe you want a successful lifestyle, Or maybe you want to live a life of significance and be a contributor to humanity. I mean, there's a lot of people are different. So think about why you're doing this. The why is very, very important. And I'm going to let Ginger talk a little bit because the why is what drove her to do the things that she did and why she's so successful at it.
Well, one of the things as you're talking about setting the goal, it's a really important thing to just set a baseline goal.
Right.
What's your outgo every month? Does it cost you $10,000 to live, to survive?
Exactly.
Let's start with that. Don't get fancy.
Yeah.
Get your baseline goal. If it costs you, let's just use $10,000, and for you to live comfortably, and that's what you're making right now. Well, your immediate goal is to get that in cash flow, passive income. And that keeps everything very, very simple to start with.
Right.
And as far as your why, to replace your current income. Even if you love your job, to be able to replace that income is very powerful. Yeah. And so what, you're making $20,000 a month. What's the problem with that, right? Yeah. So, and then the why. So my original why was I wanted security. I wanted financial stability and security, and I think a lot of us do, right? There's a lot of vicissitudes in the world, and I think security is very important as a baseline. And then you can add on the luxury lifestyle if that's something that motivates you. You know,
that's one of Robert Kiyosaki's teaching. He said if you want to be free financially, make enough passive and residual income to cover your monthly obligations. Now, when you think about that, I mean, if you're living on a $3,000 a month necessity budget, well, you're free financially. That's a hell of a goal, right? If it's 5,000, then set your goal at 5,000. But Ginger's right. Get the necessities in first. Then once you got the necessities in and you got enough cash flow coming in for the necessities, you're free. Then you're going to make better decisions. The pressure's off your life. You can sleep at night. And the second thing is that you can start looking at what I call lifestyle goals. You know, the traveling and the fun things that you want to do as a result of that. And you start building it from a platform of security. So, James, that was great, by the way. So, yeah, set that goal to create passive income to cover your monthly obligations that are necessities. Good go. All right, the other thing that we teach is that it's very important. And I have a lot of forms that when I did my coaching days in the old days, that I still have them, my wealth building forms. So if you need a budget, I've got it. You just have to tap in, make an appointment with us, and we'll give you some Q&A sessions for free, and we'll pass on these things to you free that you can fill them out. Why is a budget important? You know, until you can control and manage money, you know, you're not going to invest. Because if you start laying out a budget, think about this. You're going to put all your necessities down, right? Maybe some other physical activities. You want to go to the gym and things like that, and health. And then you're going to put a little bit of money away for what? Rainy day, right? So maybe some for charity, but you're going to put money away for investing.
Well, Gary, what if you don't really have time to invest in real estate because you're busy making money?
Oh, yeah, right. Because you got a job, right? You call it just over broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's a good question. You know, passive income allows you to not take so much time. You're going to do some research work. You're going to analyze some deals, but basically, you know, the time is given to the people that are actually creating that income for you, and you're participating. As an example, when you buy rental properties, you can do it remotely. That means you can put it under property management. A lot of times they buy these properties from Turnkey. Kathy Fecky has a great program on Real Wealth Network where you can buy properties, and she takes care of everything for you. So there's a good example right there. The other thing is we offer private money, which is really great investing, and you get the same documentation as the banks. So private money simply means that let's say that you put $100,000 or $500,000 into one of our renovations, you know, and again, we're not these lipstick flippers. We actually build out homes from 1,500 square feet to 3,000, 4,000 square feet. So we're a little different. We're a renovator, so a little different story here. So, you know, we make some pretty good profit on those deals. So you can invest with us. A couple ways you can do it. One way is real simple: we give you a promissory note. We pay you 10%, 2 points, and you know, and you're going to make a 12% ROI on return on your money, which is really incredible. Secured by real estate. Again, the same documentation as the bank. As you grow with us, and maybe you want to put in 200, 400, or 500,000 with us, that's fine. Then you become a partner with us, and not only do you get your interest on that, but you also participate in the profit. So you may earn 5-10% of whatever our profit is. If we make $300,000 and you're in at 5%, that's $15,000 on top of the interest. So now your return on investment goes up to 15, 16, 17, 18%.
No promises.
Yeah, no promises.
Talk to your
Yeah,
return.
but you still get your 10% interest, right? And if there's points involved, everything is a little bit different depending on the amount of money that you invest with it. So private money investing or lending is a great way to do it passively. Buying rental properties that are remote managed is a great way to do it passively. And then if you want to get more active into it, like the apartment buildings and shopping strips, why, we can help you there as well. So Ginger, how do they get a hold of us if they want to get help to put a plan together so they can start a simple plan so they can start their real estate investment or strengthen their already existing real estate investments?
Well, just to go onto our website at www.reifortunes.com, and there's a place where you can actually set an appointment on the calendar and have a consultation with Gary for 30 minutes.
Yeah, whatever.
Or me.
Yeah,
30 minutes.
Sometimes I love doing this. I got carried away this morning. I did one for an hour. I went through this whole thing with somebody just this morning. So yeah, you'll come out with plans. We have tools for you. We'll give you free. All the consultation is free. There's no gimmicks here. We're not going to sell you anything. Basically, we're just hoping that you'll become part of our family and become one of our private money investors, which allows us to scale our company and grow our company to a higher level. And that's why we do a lot of this, okay? So listen to our podcast, watch our videos, and read our blogs. Again, reifortunes.com. You can see a lot of information on that website. And this is Gary signing off, and I'll see you next week. And got any last thoughts, Ginger?
Have a great week, everyone.
All right. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye now.
Bye.